process before you'd even consider coming back again and competing again? I really noticed, because I bet you went quiet for a good few weeks, and I think the time I did speak to or hear from you, you had a lot of questions in your head that you needed to figure out before you could decide about moving forward again.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy too, and I don't know how this kept on happening, because it's not happened consciously since then, but there was all these I found myself watching, or they kept on popping up, all these documentaries about players that are retired and their next steps in life. And,
oh, really?
And I don't know how all this stuff kept on falling, you know, in front of me, whether it was on YouTube or whether it was on Netflix. I watched documentaries about like Ryan Giggs and his moving on from being a player.
Yeah.
And I watched this documentary about this player that was lost, and he just didn't know. And I was like, what is going on here? So I started absorbing all that, you know, pros and cons. And when all the dust settled, was when the season kicked back in. What I mean is by that, like February, when the LA Fit Expo starts opening up, and then you have the Arnold Classic, and you have the FIBO. I think it was FIBO that I came back from that tour, because I went on tour as well, where I came back and I was just whole again. It was the fan interaction. It was
the fans.
There was nothing that was said by any particular person, and I watched, and I'm self-motivated, but it did take me a while, Giles, for my mind to click back into being flex, and I can't answer what it was. I just went back into the brand, you know, back into walking, talking as the champion, and it just organically clicked. You know, I love doing what I do. I mean, there's no ego, you know, that drives me. There's a passion that drives me. You know, I'm not one to walk into an expo and see this 2-hour line and be like, oh man, I'm only doing half of this. You know, I'll be there to the last person, because if that person has stood there, you know, that's a story I want them to walk away with and say, man, I got more than my time.
I've seen you many times, Flex. I watched you, I've observed you over many years, and you've never changed. You've always been the same. You've always given, you look people straight in the eye. You always give them your full attention. I really like that.
Thank you, man. Well, that's what I think helped repair me. You know, even my wife was like, "Hey, you need to speak to somebody. I think it'll help you." I didn't want to. I felt I was. I just felt that me speaking to somebody wouldn't help at all, and I'm not condoning. I'm not saying that doesn't, because I know a lot of people, athletes included in out of our sport, big name athletes who regularly have help and talk to people, but I would definitely say that I was depressed, man. I'd never been in that state before. I just felt myself lost. I felt a mixture of emotions, and it most definitely, when all stars aligned for me to get my head back in the game, and I started doing it, made me an animal. It made me into a whole new flex that I never knew had inside me, because I was like, man, you could have lost this. You could take in on a very dangerous place where you could have not necessarily walked away from the sport, but you could have walked away from another title that you know you could have won and out on your terms. And yes, where I once I got my head into it, I was relentless. You know, obviously we had a lot of new athletes and a lot of people who thought they were going to win the title, a lot of young people with a lot of confidence, but